Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Hi, I'm R.J. Ogren. I'm a former Disney artist at Walt Disney World, and I am a painter of all kinds of Disney paintings. I do commission work. And welcome to my and Suzanne's home, and also Misty Mouse. That's our dog.
Well, it's good to be here with you, RJ. I myself am a big fan of Disney, and many of our viewers and listeners are too. So this is going to be great to meet you and see some lovely artwork and all the great things that you'll show us today. And we're glad to be here.
Well, I was a unique, I don't say I was a unique artist, but the four of us at Disney were doing something that nobody else ever thinks about being done. So we took care of all the figures and all the attractions and put skins on figures like all the pirates. We painted them. Every single attraction you see at Disney, we worked on them, and we were management artists.
Wow, that's amazing. And how many years were you at Disney?
Believe it or not, I was only there just over 4 years.
What a legacy, though.
But that was in the 70s and into 1980. And when they were getting ready to start on Epcot, things were changing, and they were going to send me and some other artists back to a big warehouse. We didn't want to go there. So
Great.
We were having too much fun where we were behind It's a Small World in our studio.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So,
now, we were talking about some of the beautiful artwork here in your living room, and you've painted these.
yes, I don't do just Disney paintings, but that's the main thing. So the one up there of the cathedral is in York, England. It's from a photo I took on one of our trips over there. Our kids when they were young.
Very nice, very nice. It's amazing.
And over here, well, a still life. And I study World War II a lot. And so this is a recreation of a P-51 flying over Normandy Beach 4 months after we landed on D-Day.
And the P-51 is also known as that's the Mustang, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So, and then we have more. This is actually a recreation of Impressionist painting, and name it right out of my head. I did this for Suzanne's parents, who sadly are not with us anymore, and that hung in their house for many, many years.
Amazing.
And
that's amazing.
You see his stuff everywhere.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I do like the Camelot in the corner as well.
Yes, we're and still are big fans of Camelot, and that's from the movie. And
what do you think has been the over the years, in your opinion, what's been the impact of Disney, all the creations and everything that it's given to American society and culture?
Well, for us, it was life-changing. I got the job as a monorail pilot in late 75. And then 3 months later, this opening came up for this artist. And not knowing what kind of artist, I applied for it, got lucky, got the job. And suddenly I was in management, and on monorails, they said, "You were doing so great, we were going to promote you." I went, "I know somebody better to take my place." They said, "Who?" I said, "My wife." Without her knowing about it, they called her and hired her.
Wonderful. And
then a year and a half later, I got her into an interview for characters, and she became Sleepy the Dwarf, and then went on into management and entertainment.
That is amazing.
But it was impactful. It changed our life, just like Disney has changed everybody's life in some way.
Right.
And just to be a small part of that is incredible. I mean, we think about Disney every day. It's all around us in this house and everything we do.
I think Disney to me is really true Americana. And I really do like everything that it's given. It continues to give.
Yeah. Oh, yes, definitely.
Now you also do commission paintings, and
Yes.
you do a lot of painting.
Yeah, a lot of Disney paintings.
That's amazing.
More than anything.
And you have an amazing studio as well.
Yes, walk this way.
All right, all right. For all of our listeners and viewers, Mr. Ogren has created many fantastic things, and this is an amazing interview, and we are proud to have it with Mr. Ogren at the moment.
Now we're in the dining room at the moment, but I should point out this is I do acrylics only now. I did work in oils in the late '60s when I was in college, and also when I created the painting that Neil Armstrong was presented with.
Right.
And anyway, this just shows how well acrylics hold up. I've never had to do anything with this, and this was in '73.
That's beautiful.
So that's why I like acrylics. Over there is a painting I did as a surprise for Suzanne because she did mostly Sleepy the Dwarf, and that's what she looked like when she was in characters.
That is amazing. And I see that Donald Duck is up there on top, along with one of the brooms from...
our good friends Romina and David Blake, who live down right near Disney, sent that to us as a gift. Yeah. And I did a big painting for them that they had commissioned me for, and we became good friends.
That's amazing. And then that's also one of the broom characters from Fantasia.
Yes.
Which is, I love Fantasia.
I do too.
Oh my goodness.
That's a masterpiece.
Good. Yes, it is.
And at Christmas, he gets a little tiny Santa hat on his head. So.
Nice. Very beautiful.
So I just might point out this wine bottle up here, the third one from the left.
Yes. Or
the first one from the right. Actually, that was from the Smothers Brothers Winery. Suzanne did a
wow.
She put together a wine festival of their new winery at Disney, and of course the Smothers Brothers were there for it. And we were getting ready to open our own little theater in Orlando, and Tommy wrote on that, good luck with the new theater.
That's amazing.
And then a month later, after they were gone, he sent shirts for our kids. Mother always liked me best, or liked you best, and yo-yos.
That is amazing. So we've only gone like 6 feet. This is a lot of history in about 6 feet. I also noticed here too, and I do like and appreciate this. You have a good collection of the traditional United States. The advertising posters, recruiting posters.
Yes, actually, those are from the movie of Pearl Harbor.
Oh, okay. Oh,
which I love.
Because there's Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yes.
You got to look close, Curtis. Yes. You got to look close.
In fact, he played the part of a character that only got the Navy not combat medal. Anyway, he got the Navy Cross.
Carl Brashear.
Yes, and because he was black, unfortunately, they would not give him the Medal of Honor, which he should have gotten. So they're still trying to do that, I think.
Great history.
But again, my studies of World War II, and I love that movie. Before we go in the study,
absolutely,
we're going to go into the kitchen.
Okay. Beautiful Chicago picture.
Here's drawings. When we've been to England 4 times we've gone over the years, we stay in this part of this beautiful 16th century house that our friends own. They have the rest of it's their house, and this is a 2-story cottage, they would call it. On one side was the village store, and down here was the pub on the other side. In fact, that is in Amersham in Coleshill, and if you were a fan of Midsummer Murders, they're almost always filmed in Beaconsfield and in Amersham, and some right in this Coleshill area.
I can see that being a trivia question one of these days.
Yes.
Didn't know that. Oh, this is beautiful, sir. Oh, wow. Look at that. Acrylic as well.
Yes, I did this for us, and did another painting for our daughter, similar.
Amazing.
This is from England, pictures I took. This is actually looking out the front door of our cottage. You can see why we love staying there.
Beautiful. And what was the region of England for this that you were in?
We love England, and We've been there, like I said, 4 times. The last time was in 2004. We'd love to go again, but we managed to go for the whole month of December. And we were actually there. If you like the movie Love Actually, and they have the song, Christmas Song of the Year, we were actually there while that was going on for
amazing.
So
amazing.
That was a lot of fun.
And I like this as well, too. This is a knitting?
Yeah, actually, Suzanne did that for her parents because they had gone to England a few times and actually stayed at that cottage the first time that the Halls owned, our friend, the ones we became friends with.
Very cool.
And
this is amazing, sir. I mean, I am just in 101 Dalmatians. Is that a cookie jar?
No, that's the treat jar.
Oh,
no, actually,
as it should be, right?
That's the chew bones.
Oh,
chew bones?
As it should be.
This is the treat jar.
Oh, okay. Why didn't I think of that?
So you'll see a lot of Peter Pan because the kids and the family have always associated me with that because I'll never grow up. You'll also see a lot of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs because Suzanne was in the dwarf unit. And so as you come in here, you can see more stuff. One of my paintings I did, Mickey and Minnie on the beach.
Oh, that's nice.
And
that cloud is beautiful.
And this I painted for us back in 1990 or something like that. It's crooked. I can't stand things to be crooked.
Me neither. I always take a little set. Yep,
I have a little bit OCD. I'm in somebody's house and I go, let me get up and straighten it too.
Yeah, mine is pretty bad. I color code my clothes, cereal boxes, big to small.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got a little bit more than me, but I do some of that same stuff for color coding and stuff.
Yep.
We couldn't find a big enough jar, so we bought this, and then I painted the characters on it, which is actually dishwasher safe.
Very cool.
And we're into gnomes a lot because I'm Swedish. So
I've noticed a lot of gnomes.
Yeah, you'll see more as we go around.
Ratatouille.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Another Snow White.
Snow White, yeah. Very cool.
And then we have the sugar, flour, brown sugar.
Oh, that's amazing. I like that.
And if you would like a cup of coffee at any time, I do have some hot coffee there.
Amazing.
Now, this is our mug collection.
Wow.
It started with one mug back when we were still at Disney, and there are now over 130 mugs.
Wow.
Most of them are Disney. This one is actually the painting I did for Neil Armstrong that hangs in the Neil Armstrong Museum in Wapakoneta, Ohio.
Amazing, sir.
His hometown.
Amazing.
And this is the second generation ibis in 1980 at the University of Miami that I created with the help of Suzanne.
Oh my goodness.
It was in the 83 parade with Schnellenberger when we won our first national championship.
Oh my goodness.
And this was the precursor of the ibis they now have. So.
Right. Curiouser and curiouser.
Yes.
That is very nice. Quite clever.
Fun stuff.
Wow.
And then over on this one, you'll see even more from like here up. Those are all mine.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's missing here is actually a duplicate of this one. I'm drinking coffee out of it. And then these are mostly Suzanne's down most of the way. And because she's also a writer, the bibliophile book.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
And
yeah.
she loves this one.
Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie, which is now no copyright on it anymore. You can actually use that character.
Amazing. Now this is Fantasia, and that is well different.
Fantasia, yeah. A lot of Peter Pan.
A lot of Peter Pan, yes, sir. As you mentioned, yeah.
So
that was a good movie. That was a very good Disney.
Yes, excellent.
Peter Pan was.
And this I had done for Susie. This shows our two of our books that we co-wrote about our careers at Disney, and also her novel that she wrote, Ribbons.
Where can folks find the books in the now?
On Amazon.
Okay.
Or Theme Park Press. It's easier just to go to Amazon. You go to Theme Park Press, which they publish all kinds of books, especially from former Disney people and legends.
Right.
And they've done 4 or 5 of our books. Actually, they'll be in the other room when we go in.
The Poison Apple.
My second oldest grandson and his wife, who just had our first great-grandchild, they got me that for Christmas.
That is beautiful. That's nice. That's amazing.
This one I love. This is Pirates of the Caribbean. It's different scenes. And those are all characters we worked on all the time in the Pirates.
Do you have a favorite character from your, I know you mentioned that Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Okay.
God, I love them all. I really do. Mickey Mouse, I guess, would have to be the other. Yeah, if I had to pick a particular one.
Enjoy life. This is not a dress rehearsal.
Yes.
Truer words have never been spoken. That is very poignant. Absolutely.
All right, now we'll backtrack. Oh, well, if anybody wants to see my bathroom, Suzanne has the bigger bathroom upstairs, but this this is my Peter Pan bathroom.
Oh, nice touch. I like that. Truly Wonderland. Never.
And if you move back and forth side to side on the witch, she changes. I just saw her do it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Whew. Very cool.
It's everywhere.
It is.
All right, here we go. Into the drawing room and art studio.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. This kind of started when we lived in Maitland and we actually worked at Disney. And we also were doing, even then, a lot of shows. If people that have lived in Orlando for years know that it was the Edith Bush Theater, a 400-seat theater, that we did shows at. And we had all this stuff. And we had all these pictures from plays and from Disney. And you kept sticking it in boxes. And I said, so one day Susie went to work at Disney. That was after I left Disney and I was taking care of the kids and doing my artwork. She came home that night, and in our family room, I had just plastered everything. And every house we lived in now, we've done the same thing.
That's wonderful. That's
so
amazing.
it kind of goes around. Now, this is a painting I'm working on right now. This is a commission piece, and it's elements of Fort Wilderness. So this is the where they do the Hoop-de-Doo review. Mm-hmm. I forgot what that part of it's called there. There's this tanker that's got the big Disney thing on the back of it, points to, I think, the water park. The sign from this, and this is where people go to shop to buy all their stuff. So I've taken it. Yeah, these are in their location, but not exactly where they would be if you.
That is amazing work, sir.
And that's a commission piece by a family in Orlando. I think they're in. No, they're not. Where I don't know. I've got paintings all over the world.
Right.
And from Hong Kong to Paris to England, and so I sometimes forget exactly where people are. There's so many. But this is the 6th painting I've done for this family.
That's amazing. Beautiful work.
You can see here some of the pictures of some of the paintings I've done. Again, these were commission pieces. And
that is amazing.
And I paint people. This is their kids that they sent me picture. This one up here has their 2 kids as 2 of the characters in the very center.
I like that.
And this one, for our good friends who are theater. In fact, she's going to play Nurse Ratched in the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I'm going to be one of the inmates. And we've done numerous shows together. And when they got married, they had a picture. Obviously, they sent me this picture. but they wanted everybody that was in the wedding party to pick their favorite Disney character. Mickey would be doing the ceremony, and that's how it started. And then all of our friends and their friends that wanted to be in the painting.
That's amazing.
So I forgot how many there are. They're like 93 or something. So every character represents the person that picked it.
You have so many from Toy Story, Dumbo on top, Baloo,
yes.
From Jungle Book,
another
great movie.
Here's Suzanne in costume as Sleepy holding their dog. Here I am up here holding Madame Leota, who also was one of our bosses.
Okay.
Originally, she was an artist, Leota. Here's Walt in the window.
Walt.
I've even got Indiana Jones in here. Where is he?
There he is.
There he is over here.
The detail is amazing.
Thank you. Yes. It's a big painting. It's about this size of this one. Right here. And
so many.
This one here they have their two dogs are right here, and all the rest of it is all their favorite Disney characters. And one family had me do this of them at Disney. He's holding the hammer of Thor. He's holding a lightsaber.
I like that.
And I actually did two more that everything was the same except the characters are all different, and the family, it's their family too. Their kids and their family.
Such attention to detail. Very impressive. Very impressive.
So as we go, well, I should go back. Let's back up here because we're in a corner. This is all related to my service in the Navy in Vietnam. One of my best friends who died in Vietnam, John Lake, and very emotional. These are all the ribbons and stuff. It looks like he got some falling down. I started out in the subservice and then graduated into photography and stuff, and so I was only on the sub for a year, and then I went on to a destroyer. This is actually the sub. I'm on this picture in 1963 in Pearl Harbor, and we're coming back from Bora Bora.
Wow!
And this is in Bora Bora. We crossed the equator, and they made us initiated, and they shaved our heads.
Trusty Shellback.
Yeah,
that's right.
And this is in Hawaii, obviously on Waikiki Beach.
Beautiful.
That's the destroyer I was on, and then 2 weeks before I was supposed to get out, we were in the Saigon River anchored, and we were shelling a village that was thought to be full of Viet Cong.
Mm-hmm.
And river patrol boat, 3 of them pulled alongside. Captain had me go with him to take pictures, and we were sunk in an explosion. We got ambushed.
Wow.
So
thank you for your service, sir.
That's why I have, among other reasons, PTSD. And
thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Very proud of it. And then, of course, I was in the Navy, and then in 75 to 79, I went in the National Guard, and I was a staff sergeant. And so that's why there's both Navy and Army on here. Right. It's great for the Army-Navy game. I can just root for whoever's win.
Exactly. Literally the home team. Like
every time one of them makes a touchdown, I says, I'm for them.
Exactly. Wonderful. That is amazing, sir.
These are the 2 center pictures up there. Is one that was the firing mission in the Saigon River.
Okay. Is that the destroyer up top?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the picture below is a mortar unit in National Guard. We were training with the 101st Airborne. Picture up on the left is actually one of my other best friends I grew up with, Bob Laird, who died from Agent Orange cancer 12 years after he got out in '66.
Wow. Back
when they wouldn't admit to it. They did a story on us. This is the company newspaper, the Eyes and Ears, and they did a thing. This is Jane. There was Tom, Lee, Jane, and myself, and she's sitting at the organ in the Haunted Mansion, actually cleaning it right there. We worked on the skins on those figures too. It was kind of funny.
It's amazing. So much history is in here. So much history.
It flows around so that you have a mishmash of theater and Disney. These are all pictures of Suzanne going up here in the parade with her parents and our kids. More parade. She also did Smee quite often. That's her up there.
Smee. Hook. That's
yeah.
right. That's right. He was his bosun.
Yes.
Was he the bosun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And you'll see the Central Florida Magazine did a big article about 4 working marriages that were in entertainment, and we were one of them. We had just opened our theater. That's why we're holding a
that is beautiful.
On Golden Pond.
That is beautiful. That's a cherished memory.
Yes. And then that led to that theater, when we closed after a year. We did 7 plays, got great reviews, but we were on International Drive and no other tourists would come to the shows. And but somebody did come to the show, and that was James Best, which everybody knows the actor is the sheriff on what was the one? Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard. That's right.
Yeah, he was the one who go like
Buford.
This. Yeah,
Buford. That's right.
And he opened up a theater, a film acting workshop, and a comedy, improv comedy, which I directed that show, and my wife and I were on the board with them and teaching acting. And I taught stage acting, and Jimmy would teach them film technique.
Amazing.
Everybody everywhere. This picture up here, the painting of 1776, taken based on the original painting. Mm-hmm. The character with the flag was one of my students when I was an adjunct professor at Elmhurst College in the theater department. And all the background in the haze are other students. And then the drummer is actually our second oldest grandson, the one who just had a baby. And the young kid on the left with the he's got his rifle. Mm-hmm. That is our oldest grandson. So it's Alex and Chris. Amazing. And then the old man is me. So amazing. This 1976 was a 200th, the bicentennial that hung on one of the lampposts on Main Street at the Magic Kingdom.
Wow.
And when they took them all down, they put them up for sale to employees. There weren't that many. And man, I rushed over to it.
That's good. And
I think I got it for like $30.
A piece of history.
Now you're coming into, my desk is on this side of the room. That is an original movie poster.
Wow.
And I don't know if you can, should we close
He will live in your heart forever. It's true. He has.
This. Can you see it?
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes. Reduced by glare. It's awesome.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite things I found. It's Walt Disney doing an ad for a auto company.
DeSoto.
Very rare. He never did that. So,
wow.
And these are the Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. Susie got me that. Mm-hmm. This is Fantasia. My son bought that for me.
Yes.
Oh, and my wife also did Chip and Dale sometimes. That's her in the Dale costume. And that's our son when he was 16. And of course, me. You know how you can tell the difference between Chip and Dale?
I was thinking that. How did you know that?
Color of their nose.
Really?
Chip is chocolate brown or dark brown.
That's a trivia question, but I can't let people know because it's on tape now. I got it.
Too late.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, that was good. That stumped me.
So, yeah, there you go. These are all figures and attractions that we worked on, just some of them.
Wow.
And of course, Pirates and the Mickey Mouse Review. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Great movie.
We were scuba divers, so we went in there all the time.
Great movie.
To check, yes. And, of course, my University of Miami stuff. There I am working on some of the figures.
Wow.
The bottom, that's in the tunnels in Disney. That's our cart, our golf cart.
That's amazing.
There I am working on one of the bunnies that was in Mickey Mouse Review and also in Snow White's Adventure. And that one is in Carousel of Progress in the last scene.
Wow.
And then, of course, Jungle Cruise.
Man.
And up there, I'm working on painting a crocodile on the right, which I always get somebody who says, "Is that real?" I went, "Yes, it was very docile crocodile."
Yeah.
And
I know the guy.
of course, painting the animal skins after we put them on. Walt and his wife on the deck of the Queen Mary. Suzanne and I, the first time she got to go to Disney, this was in '65, December, just a couple months before I was sent back to Vietnam.
Wow.
So she came out to San Diego to be with me. More Walt with the inspecting one of the pirate ships on Peter Pan's flight.
That's amazing.
Our daughter Dawn and her husband Alan got me this for Christmas, this clock.
Peter Pan?
Yeah, again.
Yeah.
Because I was in management, I went through a 10-day program, which I don't think they do anymore, called Disney Way 2.
Okay.
And all these people in costume with their heads off, and there I am back there as Baloo, were all in management. They were engineers, attorneys, supervisors, and like she used to be Minnie Mouse, and then she went in to become a supervisor, so she did Minnie Mouse again. They put us in costume for like 40 minutes, and we went out into the crowd. That was fun. And then they gave us a real nice thing for the Disney Way too.
So you mentioned that Disney Way, this program is probably not still going.
If it is, they shortened it way down.
Okay.
We were wined and dined for 10 days. They took us into every area. We met with the attorneys for Disney one day. Another day we were with engineers, and then we were, actually they came back to our studio because that was part of their thing. So I'm with the group coming into where I actually work.
Nice.
This is a favorite of mine. This is a very big painting I did. And it's got a family. I don't know if it's I think it's her mother. It's on this tombstone, but then she wanted the hitchhiking ghosts are back there.
Wow.
And that's me.
That's you?
I painted myself.
Wow.
Yeah, I photographed myself making that face.
And then painted it.
And then, replaced it.
First time I've ever seen you with a sneer, sir. I haven't seen it yet in here, so that's interesting.
There's Suzanne up there. Let me do this with the shade.
Again.
So I have great light in here for painting, and I'm wearing my name tag, so I was on a break, which was great. We could take breaks whenever we wanted. Now we're both in monorail uniform. Married couples can't work on the same attraction. But Suzanne had just started on monorails, and it was Christmas, and they were having the Christmas party for all the employees. And so management people could go back and work in the park somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I asked if I could go back on the monorails for that one night, and she was working, so we're both in costume.
Amazing.
So that's
a great picture. That's a great memory. The
original barbershop quartet at Walt Disney World. Joe is in the orange outfit. He just passed away a year ago. He had it wasn't MS, but something like that. Of course, Susie knitted the Mickey. There's a picture of Susie in what she wore under the costumes, which was shorts and a t-shirt, and she's in our golf cart. And you're probably wondering why there's a cowboy with horseshoes. That is me. And it's another story.
Or being disarmed.
I was being disarmed.
Okay.
The horseshoes actually came. We replaced the ones that were in there. These were from Tom Sawyer's Island in the fort.
Wow.
And But this was a Wild West town for tourists. That a friend of mine in the service, we had a few months where we were in the yards with the destroyer, and so 60 miles about west of San Diego, east of San Diego, west would be the wrong way, be in the ocean. There's no western towns there.
Yeah, no.
But the guy slugging me, he was a retired Hollywood stuntman, and we would get on our horses and rob the stagecoach, and then he would come along. He was riding on the stage, and we'd shoot him, and he'd do a somersault off, which scared the heck out of us because he had so many steel rods in his body from all the stuff he'd done.
Wow.
Am I boring you all yet?
Not at all, sir. Okay. Not at all.
So now, Making a Miracle, that's by Mike Ruzioni, who was captain of the Olympic hockey team.
Okay.
We'll come back to him on the other wall in a minute. He's a very good friend, he and Donna, his wife. One of my favorite pictures of Suzanne when she, early on. Some of my awards for set designs.
Wonderful.
This is Conversations with My Father. That's our son did that. He came and recorded me talking about the Vietnam War and everything. And I couldn't, when he did that originally, I couldn't, I actually made up a story of how I got injured because I couldn't describe the original, and I had blackouts from some of it. I get very emotional, and I've been through a lot of, in fact, I went through a trauma PTSD program at the VA that helped a lot. And that was about 4 or 5 years ago. And I see a psychiatrist every couple of months, which they're great at the VA, at Hines VA. And so we're going to get together again, and he's going to rewrite that section because I can now talk about it.
That's amazing.
Still not easy, but this is a couple of things. Bob Ross over here, the cartoon character, and is one of his many squirrels. We were good friends with Bob Ross, and I did a couple of cartoon videos, actually.
I have to say that time, that's the Time Life set of World War II. Is that of those books?
Down. Up here?
Yeah.
Yes. Time Life.
My dad had that series.
I don't have all of them. I would like to get the rest.
He had that series and like a Wild West Cowboy series too.
Wow. Willard the Wizard was written by Bev Bergeron, the magician. It was in the Diamond Horseshoe Review at Disney for years. It was after 16 years they closed it down. I thought that was stupid. But Bev Bergeron is known by every magician worldwide, and he wrote about Willard the Wizard, who was the last of the great tent magicians, and a lot of the stuff he came up with is what all the magicians use today to make big things disappear and all kinds of stuff. And this was in the 50s, 40s and 50s, and all the illustrations in there I did.
Amazing.
And Bev and I, he would have a break between shows in the Diamond Horseshoe Review, and I could take a break anytime. And I was in our studio behind Small World, so I just walk up and go backstage and up to this little cubicle, and we would sit there and go over the different pages. And then, of course, other times it was at his house. But
amazing.
I love being at the backstage there.
Willard the Wizard.
So one of them is a signed copy by Bev for me. And then here we have a couple of prints that we bought. I think they were $75 each about 25 years ago at Disneyland. And these were the original characters by I'm talking too much. I can't remember who I'm talking to. No.
I had that problem too. We have so much in common.
No, it's Davis. Mark Davis.
Okay.
And I do a lot of stretchroom paintings this size. So they're original paintings, they're not prints. And people always, they don't request these though. They want the ones that are in there now.
Right.
And I've done over 100 of these. It's one of the only things I repeat. Otherwise, I never repeat a painting. It might have some of the same elements, but there's a lot of things that are different in it.
Each painting is unique.
Yeah.
I can respect
Now,
that.
this is fun here. Okay. Suzanne, after being in management for many years, her last couple of years at Disney, she went in and started working at the Haunted Mansion as a ghost host. She loved it. These are our books that we wrote. These, in order. They're better to read in order. You need to read this one first if you should get it, because it describes the bizarre way I ended up at Disney and as an artist. And we wrote alternating chapters, and then Remembering the Magic was a continuation of those stories, plus some stories from a few of our other friends that worked there. And then Imagination and Dreams Are Forever is our third and final in the trilogy. There's Suzanne's book. This one I wrote with the help of Suzanne, The Design of Fear, and that is about the Haunted Mansion and all the haunted houses I worked on for years, including the Queen Mary. So, now, a few little items. Know what that is?
No.
I'm not going to tell you. This is a core sample from the monorail beam. Now, because Suzanne was in management and stuff and everything else, and we were good friends with everybody in the monorail system, they gave her this. So they do core samples to test the concrete density, I guess, and whatever, and make sure everything's good. And I says, well, if they keep drilling the holes, they're going to wreck the monorail beam.
Yeah, seriously.
So that's
That is a good memory.
This is this is a piece of glass from the Haunted Mansion.
Wow.
At Walt Disney World, and this was in around early 1980. Anyway, it's where you see the ballroom.
Yes.
And you're actually looking through glass, and the ghosts are all a reflection. And I talk about that in the book.
Right.
Over a 4-year period, there were 2 bullet holes fired into the glass that we covered up with spiders and monofilament lines, so they were coming down. And then there was a ball bearing that somebody had to have shot with a slingshot.
Right.
And it put a big indentation in a small hole. And there's like 8 sheets of glass that are 25 feet high by 10 feet wide, approximately. And that was fine. We covered all that up. And then the 4th year, we get a call, and they said, get up here right away. And somebody had thrown something at the glass and hit one of the bullet holes, and the glass cracked all the way across. And of course, it ruined the illusion.
Right.
Because so many people thought they were projected images and stuff. They were just reflections. They broke all the glass. They shattered everything and threw it out in back of the mansion. And then they had to take the roof off and drop in new sheets of glass. They replaced all of them. We redid the whole mansion while this was going on. We said, well, they're going to be down 3 weeks. We'll redo all the figures and add some stuff. This was all buried, all this big pile of glass, because they didn't want employees or anybody selling it and everything back then. But we were management, so we were over there surveying.
Good.
And all 4 of us took a piece of glass. It's heavy. Hold that.
Ooh, it is. That's got a lot of weight to it.
And obviously, I taped this little thing in the back, so people years from now when I'm gone, people go, "What in the heck is this?"
They'll learn. All they got to do is read it.
Another story. These stories are all in our books, folks, and there's a lot of funny ones in my chapters. This is the apple that the witch had over the cauldron in Snow White's Adventure. And they gave me this one, took the one out, gave it to me, and it glows in black light. And they replaced it. And the story is about how people kept ripping the apple off. And I tried to outsmart the guests, and it didn't work too well. I'm not going to tell you the story. You got to buy the book.
That's right. And
'Cause
here are
it's
the books
funny.
right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Starting with Together in a Dream, Remembering the Magic, Imagination and Dreams Are Forever, Ribbons.
Ribbons. I'll
Design
read
of Fear.
Ribbons. It's a great book, a novel by Suzanne. And
The Design of
so,
Fear.
so that's why I have that apple.
That's beautiful.
And
I'm going to come on the other side of you. I'm going to come this way.
oh, I got to show you this. All right.
Oompa Loompa.
That's Trader Joe.
Oh.
On the Jungle Cruise, we had an extra figure.
Wow.
The I forgot who it was. Anyway, Bob was out. He was the vice president, and he was out for a few months because he had open heart bypass.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back when you didn't go to work, back to work in a couple of weeks. It was months.
Right.
So they had us come up, and we trashed his office, cobwebbed everything. We dusted the whole place. We put footprints over the furniture.
I love it.
And we got Trader Joe and put Bob's name tag on it. And
that is cool.
So there's a chapter in there in the book about that.
Amazing. Great memories in this room, sir.
See, and I can remember stuff, even though I turn 80 this year.
Congratulations.
Yes, in just a few months.
All right.
And I'm still going.
Absolutely. I noticed, a great number of books, avid reader, lots of University of Miami, artwork, United States Navy, so many great elements and themes, and it's a pleasure, sir. It really is.
Yeah, we love.
It's taking me back to my childhood because
excellent.
I remember so many great things, and a lot of them are gone now, having reboots these days. But
isn't that a great?
Yes, it is. I love that. Goofy.
This we found in a secondhand shop, and it's actually you wind it and it plays the Peter Pan music, and then the Peter Pan jumps out.
Nice. This
camera was Suzanne's grandfather's.
Amazing.
And and this actually was sold for years by Disney. That is Suzanne as Sleepy.
Wow.
And
Vacation Kingdom. And
then that's my helmet from Vietnam. There's a long story there. The camera I used in Vietnam, which the mirror and stuff inside were shattered in the explosion. I've got the books, but I don't look at them that often because I think about Vietnam every day, unfortunately. This is the flag for my father, who was in World War II in the Navy. And, of course, more University of Miami, and it just goes on and on. There's even pictures up here.
Wow.
Let's see. From here that way, that's Peter and the Starcatcher. We just did that a couple of years ago.
Okay.
I did the sets. And
look at that work.
Sean and our son Sean directed, and Suzanne co-directed. And sadly, the girl Ellie playing the girl committed suicide some months after the show closed. So that really affected us. But it's a great show, and the guy playing Peter Pan, he's flying over there in the end.
I see.
He's directing the show. That's Jake, is directing the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest that I'm in. So,
okay.
Now, from there, the two doing a curtain call, that is Suzanne as the Queen, Elizabeth, and her son, Sean, who are also in it, but directing it. And if you go that way, that's all pictures from Shakespeare in Love. From the movie, they turned it into a play.
That's amazing.
And there's Susie in there as the Queen. I'm in there. In fact, the third picture from the right over there, that's me sitting there. And the young man in the red outfit in the center, that's our youngest grandson, Fletcher. Wow. If you're interested in a commissioned painting, especially a Disney one, just contact me on Facebook at Randy Jack Ogren. That's my main social page, actually, through Messenger, and then we can discuss what you're thinking of for a painting, the elements you'd like in it, and the size, and of course the cost and how the commission works.
Wonderful.
So thank you for letting me do that.
Absolutely.
Okay, this actually was before Suzanne and I got back together. We had broken up in our senior year and didn't talk for a few years. When I went to Bora Bora, I was there for a couple of weeks and had a girlfriend. Anyway, surprisingly, whose name was also Suzanne, but she made this necklace for me.
That's wonderful.
I don't know if I should have this hanging right. This is Suzanne's garter from when we got married. Maybe I shouldn't have them together. This is from the museum in Wapakoneta, Neil Armstrong's hometown, and that is the painting hanging on the wall. It's the only painting that I know of that actually has both astronauts in it, because Ogren was taking almost all the pictures, and he was not happy that he didn't get to be the first one to step on the moon, and he didn't take pictures of Neil. So Neil Armstrong had a camera, kept taking pictures of Aldrin. So most of the pictures you see of a single astronaut, it's Aldrin.
Didn't know that.
And actually, one picture though, you see Neil Armstrong reflected in the faceplate of Aldrin.
Wow.
This is a better photo of the moon painting called "First on the Moon," and I did not realize until the museum contacted me just before COVID. Well, then this past year, our son and grandson took Suzanne and I over there. They gave us a great tour. They just were wonderful to us, and told us the whole story behind what had happened. They'd been trying to, this guy came in to Logan Rex to catalog everything too, but also to run the museum. And all that back then, I only signed my last name. So he found me, of course, on Facebook, and he says, that's got to be the same guy.
Gotta be.
And turns out the painting's been hanging in the museum since 1976. And I didn't know that.
Wow.
Now, I gave it to Neil Armstrong. And then, of course, here's a letter from Neil thanking me. This is a copy of the original. Wow. Which is locked away.
From Neil Armstrong. The only person.
And so I'm very proud of that. And there's the museum actually made to look like a base on the moon that they were planning. And it was actually hanging in his home. And then
I know that's gotta feel really good.
Oh God, I says, really? He says, yeah, it was hanging on the wall in his house. And then he gave that with a lot of other things to the museum.
You are a part of American history.
This is actually funny. When I first painted this was in the art gallery on Las Olas Boulevard. It was Las Olas Gallery, where all my other paintings were hanging. And the Fort Lauderdale News came in and photographed me with this. And actually, this was sent to the Aurora newspaper, and the Aurora newspaper printed.
Oh, yes.
Hometown boy makes good. I probably remember right.
That's awesome.
I wish I had that one.
Now that's good. Yes.
Yes. So yeah, more Disney stuff. Here I am with 3 of the stretch paintings I did. This was a request, and I painted. This is by Mary Blair. That's in the Contemporary. And I painted that, and in particular monorail, the red that they wanted. And then this was a couple that had this great photo of this, but at the wedding. And of course, they went to Disney for the honeymoon. There's their dog.
Wow.
And then they wanted that particular monorail, so I created that painting for them.
That's excellent. Excellent.
Oh, down here, that was my first easel. I think I'm 8.
Wow.
And I was painting something from Peter Pan, I think, but I keep looking at that going like, I don't know what that is.
From there to there.
Now you're into theater, and these are not all the shows, but a lot of the shows we've done over the years.
Look at the
Here's this is me and Anastasia as the artist, Piotr, and you can see my 1911 in my waistband, which I did carry briefly in Vietnam. 1776. This is the first time I did it. That was in 74.
You're John Hancock
at Rollins College with students and community people. I did the set for up. Well, you can see up in the corner. Our son is the one in the green and white checkered outfit, leading that number actually. But the set I designed, and I was going to get cast in this play, but I had had a serious accident and a concussion. I was getting dizzy, so we decided that was a bad idea. But I warned the cast that I would be in the show. On closing night, as they were singing "Always Look on the Bright Side," I appeared in one of the side castle windows. And you can see I've got Mickey Mouse on my shirt. I grabbed a helmet and a white pencil to look like a cigarette.
That is so creative. That is so creative.
So I was in Spamalot briefly.
That is so creative.
There's Suzanne in Philadelphia Story. Okay. This is me, and that suit actually belonged to somebody.
They love found that suit. You look good in that. You look good in that.
I was the anvil salesman. And this was at Wheaton Drama in 2011. We did 1776. The first time I played Morris of New York, and this one I was the McNair, and Sean was John Hancock, our son. This is the Edith Bush Theater, which is now a theater that does plays for kids. They're not kids in the show; it's for kids.
Okay.
Very, very well done. And so a lot of these pictures are at the Edith Bush back when it was just a community theater. This is Blithe's Spirit. This is No Sex, Please, We're British. This is both of these are No Sex. Suzanne played the lead. This was Mame. I was in that. Suzanne and I did Same Time Next Year, and our son directed. There's our daughter, Sandy, and that's in, I can't remember which play that was in.
Is that Heroes Before?
No, that's a good friend of ours. That's one of our Shakespeare plays we did.
Because right here at this angle, I thought that was in
it does, yeah,
so
yeah. And I apologize, friends, because I'm trying to remember your names. I know your name. I'm going like, wait a minute. Who was this here is Suzanne in what was it? She was soaking wet from being outside. And that's Tom Nowicki, who's got a new show coming on one of the streaming channels, one of the big ones. But I can tell you one movie. He was in the football movie.
Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans. He was the opposing coach in the championship game. We did that at this play at Rollins College when he had just graduated from there. And Suzanne and he play husband and wife, even though she was 10 years older than him. We just heard from him. He's just told us about the new show that's coming on. There's our son doing people are going to say this guy's nuts.
With
can't
the
remember.
pickle helm.
No, that's
Is that what that is?
no, it's the 76 trombones, and I can't think of the name of the show now. This one just to the left of it is the Fantastics that Suzanne directed. Our daughter played the young girl when she was 16, and I was playing her father. And so that was in our little theater we had. Wow. And there I am up in the top doing a show. It's The Odd Couple.
Huh.
And I had to play Felix because I have OCD.
The Odd Couple. Well done.
Here's a unique painting. These are two separate paintings. They're quite big, and it's the dueling ghosts in the Haunted Mansion. So I had to paint them and then paint over them the image of the figure turned.
Oh, well done. The
So,
shading and everything is excellent.
Bobby Helms, My Special Angel, the original,
Wow.
and also Jingle Bell Rock. We were good friends. We actually wrote a screenplay about his life, but it never got produced. Jean Carroll, we did shows with in Orlando. She was on Guiding Light for 7 years.
Guiding Light.
Yeah, she and her husband still do a lot of stuff in Hollywood. There's Bob. We got special permission from Bob Ross Corporation to use that in our books because it's in there. There's the Columbia going up, and Bill Nelson, our good friend. I did a lot of stuff with him running for Congress and everything. There he is. There he is there. It's the only congressman to ever go up in space as a congressman, I guess.
Wow.
And there's more to the painting at the bottom here. The picture is taken by Collins, the astronaut. They were actually this was in Washington, D.C. when I gave him the painting. But
that's amazing. So much history.
If you're watching on TV, this is Billy Gardell. And this was in our comedy show that we had, our Olympics, Theater Olympics. And so he's got a series that's on right now. This is interesting. Oh, back up. This patch, it's got Congressman Bill Nelson. He took patches into space and brought them back and gave me one of them. So this went into space.
That is awesome.
Isn't that fun? This is actually Peggy March. And just happens to know her for her most famous song was I Will Follow Him.
I Will Follow Him.
When she was 15, youngest female ever still to have a #1 hit. Michael Jackson is the youngest male. And she happens to be our daughter-in-law's mother.
Wow.
So she comes up to visit all the time. Gloria Swanson. Mm-hmm. And if you think she was short, Suzanne is 5'2".
Wow.
There's our daughter. We're actually backstage in the Civic Theater in Orlando when she did a retrospective of her life.
And that's what this was?
And she wrote her address, up there for me. I was commissioned to do a painting for her, a portrait. And she gave us all her information on the program.
That's so cool.
John Davidson, any of you familiar with him? He had numerous albums. He was in the One and Only Genuine American Family Band, and also the my wife's going to kill me because you're not remembering these things. Happiest Millionaire.
Happiest Millionaire, okay.
And then I was commissioned to do a painting by the hotel in Miami Beach of Eliza, and that's Desi Arnaz Jr. She was dating at the time. Wow. Suzanne is actually pregnant with our second child, I believe. No, that would have been our first. Well, anyway, she's pregnant. And Joel Gray, who was there to with the show and stuff. And this was a press party after the show. There I am with James Best again at their place they used to have in North Carolina. Here's Mike Ruzioni. I had him come as Grand Marshal for the Tangerine Bowl parade.
Man, that's so cool.
And then he says, I put him on a float, and he says, "Don't ever make me do that again." And then we didn't have the heart to tell him the next day when we took him to Disney, they had it all set for him to be the Grand Marshal. And I have a color picture of him pointing at me as he's going down the street. "I'm going to get you."
Pushing the guy in the pool.
Yeah. And there he is. For those who don't know, that was the Miracle on Ice hockey team from 1980 Olympics.
Amazing.
Now here we are at Disney. Susie took this picture. There's Mike. There's Jean Carroll, who was home to visit her family. The guy who did John Wayne sounded just like him. He was great. This guy was on Laugh-In. He was kind of strange. And Tony, Mike's cousin.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I was commissioned to do a painting of Sonny and Cher. Unfortunately, that was the best picture we got.
Wow.
There we are with Tommy Smothers at the wine festival. And then up there, that's Eddie Olmos from
American Me and other great movies like what was it? What was the movie before that?
We're on the set of Miami Vice. Suzanne and I wrote an episode that the producer, Wolf, stole it, altered it, and they did film it, but we never got the credit or the money.
Oh, wow.
Eddie was pushing for it because it mostly centered on him in that particular script.
Eddie James?
And that picture was Don Johnson brought the camera person over to take that picture of us, and Susie's smiling because she's sitting in Don Johnson's chair.
That's a great picture. That is a fantastic picture.
Isn't that great?
You guys look related in that picture.
And here we are with Louis Gossett Jr. just a few months before he won the Academy Award for Officer and a Gentleman.
Great
Because
movie.
the next year,
boy.
the Tangerine Bowl Parade,
Yeah.
Mike did the on-camera hosting with the Disney ambassador, and Louis Gossett was our Grand Marshal for that one.
He is a fantastic actor. That's a great movie.
There you go. You've gone all the way around the room.
This is beautiful.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.